Hi all, welcome to SEQA Flux. Our project enables companies to create and manage virtual account tailored to their unique business needs, organized by regions, department, or specific business use cases. Through a structured hierarchy of parent and child account, organizations can easily track and analyze transactions, monitor fund flows, and allocate amount based on customizable rules. With multi-currency support and flexible configuration, the platform provides a powerful way to gain financial visibility and control cross-drivers' operations. So let's start. Let's log into an admin portal. In the admin portal, we have mainly three options. Creating a roles. We can create customizable role here, and user registration and tenant management. So we can create a new tenant here, like Nexo Bank. So the basic informations we can provide: the tenant name, display name, description, etc. And company or the tenant start date and end date we can provide here. Reported in the tenant. Maximum number of virtual accounts we can able to create. All those informations we can provide. And other basic informations like contact email, contact name, phone number, etc. I have already created one tenant virtual account. We can take that tenant as a reference here. And after creating the tenant, here's the options we can able to create users. Here in this section, we will get options for Cray. Type in the username and password, and we can choose their role. Here, we have to choose tenant administrator initially and the tenant virtue bank. I already created one admin account for this one, and we can log into Virtue Account Admin Portal right now here. So I will give a quick introduction of the main modules in the admin tenant administrator level. And we have an options here to create and manage those accounts. And we can track the incoming transactions here. Reconciliation. If in case of the transaction has failed, we can show here. And we can reconcile to a target account. Transaction rules like pending approved, priority, different kinds of rules. Based on these rules, automatically the fund will be transferred to multiple virtual accounts based on our rules. And we have user registration as well. This tenant administrator can create multiple user roles based on their business rules. That is the high-level overview. So, let's come to the virtual account section here. Virtual accounts. I have created one global account and two child accounts here. One Virtue Bank England and Virtue Bank US. If I need to create another account here, we can simply click on the create account, and we can give the basic informations like Virtue Bank. And so if I need to create India, I can mention India here. And permanent status. Initially, it needs to be active, right? Here I am just randomly giving a region and a country code and currency. And description, India account. Like this, I can create. And if I need to view more details about this, I can click on the View Details section here. If there's any child account is coming under the Virtue England, it will be displayed here. So, coming to transaction region, there's two type of transaction, mainly incoming payment and internal transfer. Internal transfer means account inside the tenant transfer, the amount will be transferred here. Incoming payments means outside from an external system if the payment is coming. So let's do an incoming transfer first. This is a mock postman request. In real time, it will be a payment from an external system that has, I have made one transaction here. So the transaction will be displayed here. And if I need to know more information about this transaction, I can click here. It's a direct internal transfer. Which currency, which time, and all other informations will be here. So now let's provide an internal transfer. Accounts in between this tenant. So the from will be this, and to will be any of the source account ID. Let me create a mock transfer. To account, for now I am given the same currency. So I made the transaction. So it is an internal transfer. In between the WAM accounts. The transfer has been happened. Let me view the details. So the detailed description will be here. Now another transaction, same scenario itself between internal accounts, but here with two different currencies, one global, and I'm using US client here, USD. So the transaction has been happened. Let me do it. So here, more information will be here. Like how the currency conversion has been happened, which source we took the exchange rate, and how much exchange rate is there, and how much after conversion, how much amount. All those informations will be here. And it is a direct transfer, and the to account information also will be there. That's all about the direct transfer scenario. And in the direct transfer, if the amount is greater than a particular value, we need approvals, right? For that purpose, we can create a rule. Here, we need to come to the transaction rules area and add new rule. Here, approval rule. Those are some basic informations you can give. Here we can give some basic information like route code, rule name, rule description, priority of the rule, start date, end date, supported currencies, all those things. And it's manual. And what limit? For example, here I am giving 5,000 to 10,000. If a direct transfer is happening between these rates, our transaction need an approve, then only it will be transferred to the next account. So I can create a new rule here. So if I ran a transaction for 8,000 here, it will be in the pending approval state. So the admin, tenant admin, can create a new user for approving this transaction. So he can come to the user registration section. So I'm creating one, VirtuBank approver. So his role will be a transaction approver. The tenant will be Virasu Bank. And the basic information like a username, password, email, phone number, all those informations you can give. And you can create a user here. Once the user is created, we can log into the transaction approver. For the transaction approver, he can see all the transactions, the status of the transaction, and the details of the transaction. All the transaction-related details only he can see. And he can also approve the transaction by clicking. We can see here a pending approved transaction is there. So he can click on the approve button here, and he can give some comments. And he can approve the transaction. So the transaction is successfully approved, so you can see it is approved. So that's about the approval level. Let's go to the tenant administrator and see more options. Here, think about a scenario. Some transaction is coming, and the to account number is not there in transaction, and we can create some rules here. And based on that rules, the amount will be allocated to the respective target account that we can achieve by using some rules here. So first of all, we can go for proportional rule. How the proportional rules are working. So I can add a new rule here. Proportional. Now let me fill the details first of all. Mouse clicking. So in the initial section, we have rule code, rule name, active, priority, based on priority level. The rule will be fetched if there is multiple rules are there. And in the definition, we can give it. So remainder means if in case I am not allocating 100% of transaction in this rule, if I am giving a distribute remainder handling, if I only give you 90%, the 10% days remaining amount will be allocated to the rest of the two accounts. So for proportional rule, I can add new rows here, and I can select the accounts. So I am giving virtual account England one, and it should be 70% is to England, and virtual account US 30%. If I gave a more than 100 value, we will get a UA exception. It should be current to within the 100 range. So I am giving 30. Okay then, treasury. I am doing an internal transfer. So a new rule is created. Let me create a mock transfer request. So it is successfully transferred. And if I need to know more details about the transfer, I can click on allocation, show allocation button here. I can see, the 70% days of the transaction has been gone to this account, and the rest of the 30% is gone here. And if there is currency conversion happen, those informations also will be displayed here. In the email, also we will receive how much amount credited to which account. All those informations will be in the email as well for tracking. This is the email of the tenant administrator. So let me create another rule. Proportional rule is simple. We can give the percentage-based split, multiple accounts, 2 or 3 accounts. So percentage-based, amount will be credited to the respective target account in case of priority. Let me fill out the basic details. And giving a slightly higher priority than proportional. So this rule will get fetched. So in the priority, we can give the levels. In the level 1 now, I'm giving Virtual England, simple priority, and the amount, 1,000. And let me add one more priority here. 2 was simple priority and 2,000. So if a rupee of 5,000 rupees transaction is happening, and if it is based on this priority transaction, in the level 1 account will receive 1,000, level 2 account will get 2,000, and remaining 2,000 rupees also will be credited to the last account. That's how the priority allocation is working. So let me create one more request here. So in the transaction section, we can see the details. So as I told, the 1,000 is credited to one account, and rest of the amount is credited to another account. And since it is a USD transaction, Euro to USD conversion is also happened, and the rate of conversion. All the informations are here. We will receive an email as well, I am sure. So in the email, other information like source ID, how much the location have, and all other informations are also important. That's about the rule. So the next portion is reconciliation. So reconciliation means there are different transactions happen, right? In the sense, a transaction happened, and it has failed due to some reasons. Here you SHC, right? Target account not found. Source account not found. Or if it doesn't get the correct allocation routes. So let me create one of the scenarios like this. So I gave an incorrect target account number. So we can see here, right? The target account is not valid. So I can manually reconcile this amount to some other accounts. That is the purpose of the reconciliation. So by clicking the reconcile, I can select the account. Virtue Bank England, I am providing. And resolution types are different. Allocation means if I need to transfer from source A to B, I can use the allocator. Cancel means if I am not wishing this transaction anymore to reconcile, I can cancel the transaction. System corrected means if the transaction has been happened, but due to some system-related issue, it is showing as failed. So I can use system corrected tag. For now, I am using the allocator, and I can type the reasons as well. And I can click the process reconciliation. So let me check the transaction. So the amount is reconciled. So in the details section, I can see, after successful reconciliation, the amount has been credited to the target account. That is the purpose of reconciliation. And finally, the dashboard. Dashboard give us full information about the tenant. High-level information about the tenant, virtual accounts, etc., like net worth. How many account are present? How many dormant account, in the sense? Inactive account are there? Account type based, classification, currency based classification, and transaction balance related information will be here. How many failed transactions? How many pending transactions? Successful transaction? In which time highest transaction is happening? Total balance, available balance, internal transfer and incoming transfer and currency breakdown. How many current amount is there in euro? How many currency are there in USD? All those informations will be here. That's all about. And thank you.